what happened between you and Keyshia Cole? I know I had Freddy P on the platform, and shout out to Freddy P, man, my guy. And I know he spoke on it, but from your point of view, what happened?
All right. Well, the Keyshia Cole situation went like this here. We was in Los Angeles, California. We just did a show. Um, all of a sudden, and mind you, big respect to Keyshia, you heard me? Always been solid, always been real from every rapport I had with her. But back then, at this time, like we popping, you dig? And we had the limo from doing the show. And next thing you know, a female, you heard me, get inside the limousine. And she came over to me. And I'm like, what is you doing? You dig? I'm like, what is you doing? Move. But it wasn't disrespectful. I just didn't know who she was. So when I did that, Fred was kind of like, Chop, chill, stop. Right. So I got to be honest. It wasn't, I don't know what transpired with them, but I know one thing. When she came to me, I kind of pushed her off and she was being nice. And she was just like, I'm a singer. And, she said she was like 2Pac's stepdaughter or something. So when she said, that's what it was. When she said that to me, I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, go ahead. Right? I didn't believe it. So I was like, go ahead. Why are you in the limo? We don't even know you. And Fred kind of, she went next to Fred and they started talking. I got outside the limo and I went and minded my business. And all I remember is her and Fred was talking. So I don't know what transpired or what happened, but I know that is the encounter we had. And then years later, you heard me, Keyshia Cole started popping. And then I'm in LA with, I'm in the studio with Diddy, and the game is in there. It's Suge. No, I'm lying. It wasn't Diddy. That was the Suge Knight era. So nope, it was the Diddy era. It was Diddy, it was Keyshia Cole, and it was Manny, her manager. And basically, she was kind of like stunting on me, to be all the way honest with you. She was like, "Yeah, you see me now." I'm like, salute. Like, your dig is all gravy. I see you, baby. And then her manager, Manny, he was just like, Chop, let me go ahead and manage you. And I was like, I don't know about that, bro. I said, I already got a manager. My manager, Jay Jackson. And then he was like, yeah, that's cool, but he can't do what I do. And then she looking like, yeah, he can't do what he do. So they was just kind of stunting on me a little bit. But that was my report to Keyshia Cole, from meeting her from the limo and kind of brushing her off to seeing her years later. And she kind of like trying to rep and stunt on me. You dig? And I thought it was funny. But shout out to her, you did, because, she's a legend in the Bay, 100%. And her people cool too in the Bay. So that was my encounter. Now, I don't know what Fred said, but that is the truth of what happened. I don't know. I think you know what? I think Keyshia used to call him too. Keyshia, that's what it was. I don't think Fred hit it, or if he hit it, I don't quite remember. In my mind, I don't remember. But what I do remember is Keyshia used to call him a lot. And one time, like Fred, you heard me, when you tick him off, you heard me, and drive him enough, he'll start flipping out on you. Man, child, girl, that's just how he is. And she kept calling him back to back. And then I remember he got on the phone with her, you dig, and was like, I got a motherfucking girl. Stop calling my phone. And that was it for Keyshia Cole. And that is facts. That's what happened. I used to witness that when Keyshia used to call buku times. Facts. Wow, what you heard about it? What you heard about the Fred and Keyshia Cole thing?
Nah, he was just saying they was cool. But she was saying that, Keyshia Cole, she was going around saying that she was 2Pac's stepdaughter.
Yeah, I think when she got in the limo, she said that she was like 2Pac's goddaughter or stepdaughter or something like that's facts. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what she said. And that kind of drew me off because she was a pretty girl. So in my mind, she wasn't Keyshia Cole at this time. If she would have just came in a limo, you hear me? Because she was already a pretty girl, I would have knocked her down for sure. You hear me? But when she started talking about 2Pac goddaughter and you hear me, stepdaughter, I just like, oh, just leave. Because I'm like, you're too young. And I was too young. When Biggie died, I was like, I mean, not Biggie, when 2Pac died, you heard me? I was like 10, 9, 10. So you had to be around the same age as me. So how can it be your goddaughter if, I mean, you never know, I guess, because, somebody could be your goddaughter around that time or stepdaughter around that time, but she 100%, you heard me, said that to me in a limo. So it kind of just drew me off. Yeah. Keyshia said that to me like she was his goddaughter or she knew 2Pac or something like that. Big facts.
And she was fronting on you after you seen her again after the, limousine situation.
Yeah, she did. And look, I gotta respect that though, because how I did her at that time, at the age I was at the moment that I was in, I couldn't blame her. So I respected the game because at this time, you heard me, she popping. she got the hottest song out right now, and she just felt like flexing on me, and I was cool with it. I was joked out, to be honest with you, because I ain't got a kill in the world, because people do what they do, here today, gone tomorrow. It'd be like that. So I ain't kill, because I was still in the building, you dig, and your manager wanted to manage me, so you dig, I ain't doing that bad in life, huh?